What's up, everybody? We're here today for another Red Wing boots review. Today I am taking a look at the 877 mock toes in the Oro Legacy leather, and as you can tell, these boots have seen a lot of wear, and I am letting y'all know that my son owns these boots and he has authorized me to review them on my channel, which I really appreciate. Shout out to you, son. Thank you so much. So we bought these boots in Red Wing. I was there when the purchase was made, and it was kind of an interesting experience because the young woman, it almost seemed like she was working on commission. It was at their flagship store, and it was upstairs in the real retail area, not the downstairs where they have all the discount boots. And she was determined to throw in a pair of insoles for him, and we kept arguing against it. Of course, he's like 20. It's like your decision, but he wasn't interested because that's not. I don't think that's the point of wearing heritage boots. The whole point is you've got your cork, your traditional components. This model goes back to 1952. That's when it was developed, and it was developed for hunting specifically, and it took off as kind of a job site type of boot because of the comfortable construction. You can see, let me get the name right of this. I think it's called the Traction Tread sole. So this is a Red Wing specific sole. Yeah, the Traction Tread, and it says Red Wing shoes right on there. Let me just point it the right way. Yeah, you can probably make that out. You can see, he's subjected these boots to a lot of wear. We have your traditional mock toe construction. I mean, when you think about a heritage boot, a mock toe style boot, this is what you think of, is these boots right here. I remember when I was little visiting my cousin back in, I was probably like 1970 or something. He had boots like this on, and I was so jealous because I was such a tomboy, and I was like, I want boots like that. But, yeah, I had Sebagos, I think, instead. So in any case, pros, this is beautiful leather. Obviously, could use a little conditioning. And the construction is kind of unique. The way this is put together here with the lower portion of the foot and then the shank going up is a very Red Wing specific type of construction. And the heel stay takes a little bit to break that whole thing in. And I think Culver had to work pretty hard to accomplish that. Another thing that's unique about these boots, which some people would like, is you've got a lot of extra leather up here. So this is the case in my Indian motorcycle boots, and I have a heck of a time trying to figure out how to orientate this leather, but he managed to make it fold on itself. It's got a pretty neat fold going. You can see how he made that work. So he found that to be relatively comfortable. There is a Red Wing logo down in the bottom of these boots. I don't know if you can see it or not, so try to aim it at the light a little bit, but it's pretty far down in there because these are 8-inch boots. They're fairly tall. If you want to consider it a disadvantage, there are no speed hooks. I think there are different schools of thought about speed hooks and whether or not they're, proper or traditional. I even saw an Instagram account, one guy just was on this rebellion to get rid of speed hooks from all heritage footwear, which to me it's a question of freedom of choice, right? I want my speed hooks. It's hard enough for me to bend over and tie my boots and get them on and off, especially if I'm in the airport and I got to take them off and then put them back on, take them off, put them back on. So he would love to have speed hooks here. It would just be that much easier to adjust and to make micro adjustments. I agree. I find I might be out there for an hour and then decide, well, this is a little bit too tight. I got to loosen my laces. I just want to do it real quick. And if you have speed hooks, it's just that much easier. So anyhow, that could be considered a disadvantage. It's got this collar up here. He doesn't mind this. I hope that's leather. I want to say it's leather. And when I look at it, it's got some kind of white cloth in there. If you know what this is made of, let me know. This is also on the blacksmith. And the first thing I did when I took my blacksmiths home from Bozeman, Montana, where I got them, was I just cut this sucker off. This little collar up here, it just irritated me. I just want leather up there. So he's fine with it, and the pull tabs are really nice feature of the boot. He ended up getting a half size too small, he concluded, and it's kind of an interesting phenomenon. So this, I'm going to try to find this again. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is last number 23 from Red Wing. So let me just double check my information here. Yeah, the number 23 last, which is, it says here on the website, Red Wing's most iconic. And according to this, it has extra room in the forefoot and instep to fit a variety of foot shapes, which is good because you're talking about a really tall boot here. You want to be able to adjust everything. Everybody's, the ball of your foot's different. Your instep, your ankle, your calf, they're all different. What is intriguing is that for the Iron Rangers, in my experience, you do want to order one whole size down from your Brannick size. So for me, I wear most shoes. I wear a men's 9.5D. All my Clarks, all my sneakers. Boots, I wear a 9. Iron Rangers, I wear an 8.5. And so I think my son assumed that he should go a full size down on these. And he worked his butt off trying to break them in and get them comfortable. But after, really giving it a couple years, he decided it just wasn't worth it anymore. And he has other boots. He's got, he's got Iron Rangers and he's got Nicks. He's got quite a number of pairs of boots. So he can live without these. I think the last thing he did in them was actually mow the lawn. You might be able to see there's a little grass stain on there. So, he got a fair amount of wear out of them. And for now, they're just kind of sitting around. I don't know if they might end up getting sold or what. They're very well broken in. And, I think if he had gotten a half size down from his Brannick size, he would have ended up just really loving these and wearing the heck out of them the way he does with his Nicks. And obviously with Nicks, he was sized there in the store. So, they're not going to mess up when their experts are measuring your feet. But at the Red Wing store, we had a young woman who was like, well, you need insoles with that. And it was, I don't know, plus they didn't have all the sizes available. So he was a little limited and he didn't want to leave with nothing. And so he did come home with these. And, arguably they're great boots and they're well worth recommending. And just don't get them too small. And I think you'll be golden. But I don't know. What do you think about the whole speed hook issue? I understand it's tradition, right? They don't want to add a more modern component to something that has so much history behind it. So I understand it. I do have 1 or 2 pairs of boots without speed hooks. And guess what? I wear them less. So there's that. But anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this review. Let us know what your experience is with the 877 Iron Rangers and the Oro Legacy. And I'll be sharing some Parker's boots with you down the road. So have a great day. Ciao!